Welcome back, everybody. We're here with Paula Knetsch, who's the Manager of Member Experience at CREB. Paula, thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, you're very welcome.
And you brought some props for us, and you brought some presentations for us. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And are you looking for notes?
I think you stole mine.
We don't have notes for Paula because she is talking
here it
with
is.
the presentation
There we
stuff.
go. There we go.
We're just
Paula
gonna wing it.
Knetsch. Like a knife.
Like knife and canoe. That's what Cliff
that's
said
right.
introducing you. So Paula, take us through this from the top here. I want to turn the mic over to you and say, okay, tell us a little bit about what's happening here.
Sure. So what I thought I would do is give you a brief demo of the lockbox itself. Then we'll talk a little bit about the key components of the KMS conversion. So if you don't know what KMS stands for, it's Key Management System. Then if you guys have any questions of me, I'll try and answer those, and we'll go from there.
For our audience at home, just in case that this is the first time they heard anything about any of this,
right?
Shame on you if you know who you are. But just give us a quick rundown of what is happening overall conceptually.
Sure. So the week of October 25th to November 3rd, we're going to be swapping out the current lock boxes that you use. So those are the blue super boxes. And we're going to be replacing all of our lock boxes with this, which is the new central lock box. Okay. So everybody will be booking an appointment. And they'll come in, they'll exchange their super boxes, they'll go to training, and they'll come out with all new equipment.
Wonderful.
So let me give you a quick demo of how this works.
Right.
So if you haven't seen it already, this is the new lockbox. You can see it looks quite a bit different. It has a keypad on the front, and it's a little bit more compact. It's not so long. So with this lockbox, you'll be using either the CentraSmart app or the Centra card, and it's pretty simple. If you use your app, you just walk up to the box, you wake it up, you bring up your app on your phone, you find the box, you enter in your PIN, and it is as simple as 1, 2, 3.
And that's working off of Bluetooth now.
That's off of Bluetooth. So that a lot of folks don't understand the difference between Bluetooth and cellular capabilities. So Supra, if you happen to be using the app and the key fob with Supra, that runs off of your cellular network. So when you're in an area that doesn't have cellular service, you have to get out your old-fashioned A key because it's not going to work. But the Central Lock box talks to your app through Bluetooth exclusively. So it doesn't matter where you are, what type of coverage you have, your app is going to work. So I know a lot of people are a little bit hesitant about using the app,
Yes.
but that is the benefit of this product. And then when you get back into cellular range, your phone will automatically upload your activities to the Centra system, so you don't have to worry about doing any of that. Now you'll also get a Centra card, looks like this, little credit card, and we suggest you keep this in your wallet for backup and primarily use the app. But if you don't have a smartphone, so if you happen to be using a BlackBerry, you're going to need to use the card.
No offense to your BlackBerry, but you implied that BlackBerry wasn't a smartphone. It was a...
Each to their own.
But that is actually interesting because I know I have seen every once in a while we have a few people
Some
who
people
are
like BlackBerry.
are actually sticking to BlackBerry.
Yes,
It will
they
not
are.
work. You have to use the
You
card.
have to use the card.
Yes.
So with the card, it's also very, very simple. You just walk up to the box, you wake it up, put the card in. You're going to see that it says put in your code. And everybody has an individual code. It tells you to take the card out. It's just like putting your card in the ATM, really.
Nice.
And
Oh,
it'll open.
the card's great.
Yeah. The only sort of caveat to the card is that you have to update it every day using a card reader. And I can hear the groans out there.
What do you mean using a card reader?
There's a card reader that will attach to your computer. It's just a little white box, and it attaches using a USB cord. And you will just put your card in each morning and it renews it for another 24 hours. And people wonder, why do we need to do this? And it's for security, because if you drop your card or somebody happens to steal your PIN, it's only good for 24 hours, right?
Right.
And so also when you put the card into the card reader, it uploads your activity. So the activity with the card is not instant as it is with the app.
Right. Now, I think we should get to the presentation,
Absolutely.
but really quick question here about the cards. Are you going to talk about the location of the card reader? You said you're giving them to the offices.
Yes, so every office will get a card reader, but you can also purchase a card reader at the time that we have the conversion for a nominal fee of $40. So it's really not too expensive. Yeah.
I've been spending a lot of time thinking this process through, and we had a lot of great questions at the Brokers Forum meeting regarding practice and being out there with that. I'm really thinking that people are not going to need to purchase the card readers personally.
Really? This whole time I was like, I would definitely buy a card reader.
Yeah, no.
Really?
I would too, but that would be my preference.
Yeah, you know, and I don't know if I would personally.
What if your phone dies?
Right, but I mean, people have car chargers and everything else like that as well, and
I guess.
so personal preference.
You know,
we're going to see more in practice
here. They're
here.
going to talk a lot about that in the training and,
Yeah.
and some different sort of recommended ways of handling things. And
Yeah.
you'll figure out what
Yeah.
works best for you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
fantastic. All right,
So
let's take a look at
talk a little bit about the actual conversion. So you all would have received an email from CentralLock on September the 13th.
Kelly,
And-
let's show the presentation now. Thanks.
Thank you. And so that would have invited you to register for your training session, or we call it an exchange appointment. That has a personalized link in it. So do not share it with your cohorts if they didn't happen to get it or they deleted it. We can have a new one sent to them. But if you share that link, then when the person uses it, they will unregister you from your session and you're going to arrive and not be booked. So we don't want that to happen.
That's a good one for our managers. Managers, don't send the email out telling people to book your appointment because it's a customized link.
Exactly,
Yes.
Exactly. As I mentioned, the exchange takes place from October the 25th to the November 3rd at our CREB offices at 300 Manning Road Northeast, and we will have extra parking. And sessions run at 9 a.m., 10:30, 12, 1:30, and 3 p.m. They'll take about 90 minutes. We also have 2 sessions on Saturday, October the 29th. At 9 a.m. and 10:30. And there'll be about 140 people per session. We cannot accept walk-ins, so we really need you to book a registration. This was as of last Tuesday. I can happily say we are now well over 3,000 folks that have booked a appointment.
I am impressed.
I am
Are you
impressed
impressed
too, because it's not
Yeah.
even 2 weeks.
That's very good.
And we have a number of sessions that have reached that threshold of 140, so they are closed.
Nice.
This is what your CREB card is going to look like. And you might say, well, I don't need to attend training because, and the exchange because I don't have any lockboxes. That's wrong. You absolutely do need to attend because you need to pick up this card and get your credentials for your app.
Right.
Otherwise, you're not going to be able to show any properties.
Right.
So make sure that you attend. No ownership, no lockboxes. So you guys would have seen that we've been sending you emails since the middle of July, asking you to confirm your lockbox ownership. This is absolutely critical. don't just eyeball it and say, I've got 10 lock boxes and there's 10 serial numbers on this sheet, so I'm good to go. Because they might not all actually be yours, which we've seen happen.
We had we found a box of lock boxes in one of our offices, and so we brought them on and brought the serial numbers. And it was people at different companies, some of our realtors. It was absolutely the dog's breakfast in terms of what lock boxes had which ownership. So I can't say that enough how important it is. And lots of you said, we'll look online and say, geez, I have 30 lock boxes, and you have 10 of them sitting in your office, and you're like, well, where are the other ones? Well, what happens if you bring in a lockbox and it has somebody else's ownership on it?
So if it has somebody else's ownership, we do have a process for that. We will have to contact the owner, and perhaps you purchased it from them a long time ago and you didn't process the paperwork, so we can take care of that for you. Or if it's a case of you just happen to find somebody else's lockbox, then we'll take care of that also. But we want to try and avoid that as much as possible because it's just going to take up more of your valuable time.
I like it.
Is there, everyone might already know this question, is there a spot that somebody can go and print out all of the lock boxes they should own?
Yes, so actually we have been sending you those emails every 2 weeks, on Tuesday. So if you haven't responded to us, you would have gotten an email last Tuesday as well. But you can also contact us at CREB and we'll be happy to provide that for you.
Okay.
Perfect.
If you can't make it, you need to make prior arrangements to either have a proxy come and exchange your boxes for you, or to exchange them when you're back in town. I know a lot of folks are snowbirds and they won't be back till April, so we'll make arrangements to have that extra stock and do that for you. If you don't book an appointment and you don't make prior arrangements and you just sort of show up sometime, let's say in November or December, there is going to be a processing fee of $100. So, save yourself the money and book your appointment and attend. There's lots of dates.
Perfect.
Exchange process really quickly. The recommended exchange process, if you only have a few lock boxes, is that you take them off your listings about 24 to 48 hours before. You bring all those boxes into your exchange appointment. You go to training, which is about 45 minutes. When you come out, you'll have all new Centra lock equipment. And you're going to hang on to your Supra A key or your E key so that while we're going through the exchange process, you can still access listings that have the Supra equipment on them. You'll need to return your A key by January 31st, or there will be a fee for not returning your equipment.
So just back again, the A key is the white box with the keypad on it.
That's right.
That you had, and the E key is the iPhone fob.
That's
correct?
Right. And you don't have to return that fob. If you bought that fob, you bought it outright. It's just the A key that needs to be returned.
It can go in the fob museum.
The Fob Museum.
Yes.
The Museum for Old Technology.
We all have a drawer for that. Old cell phones and MP3 players. And
the alternative is if you have a lot of boxes. So I know that there are folks out there, 80 or more, 100 or more. Do it in batches. So book your appointment, bring in your first batch. Let's say it's 20. Go through the process of training and everything. Take those boxes out, put them on your active listings. Then bring another batch in and exchange those. The great thing though is you only have to have one exchange appointment. When you have subsequent batches, you can just come in, we'll exchange them for you. It'll take a few minutes to program your new boxes, but then you'll be on your way.
That's nice.
I see a lot of people, I know a lot of people are questioning, like, should I come in early? Should I come in late? Should I book an appointment on the first set of appointments or the last set of appointments? And you guys have done it so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The fact that you can hold on to your E keys and your A keys mean that you'll be able to open up all the lock boxes. And with the new lock boxes and the new one-day codes and things like that, you can let every member in.
That's right.
So well done on that, I got to say, because I know a lot of realtors were strategizing about, oh, wait, people won't have this anymore. But The contract officially with Supra, the activation stuff doesn't come up until later, which
Right.
means that you guys are being proactive on this.
That's right.
So thank you for
Exactly.
Well,
You're
I think
welcome.
the good thing to remember too is you guys would have never done anything that would have put realtors in a terrible position.
No,
Right?
absolutely
Just
not.
general benefit of the doubt that some things may seem a little bit sketchy, but
Yeah, it just, sometimes
you would have thought of this.
change can be somewhat overwhelming, right? It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But we really looked at this as, what's best for our membership,
course.
and tried to put a plan in place that would be the best possible experience.
Cool.
You guys did a great job.
Last but not least, I'm putting a call out there for helping hands. We need 125 volunteers to get this conversion off the ground in terms of greeters and parking lot attendants. And if you come out for a 3-hour shift, you're going to get great swag, CREB toques, mitts, t-shirts. If you sign up for 3 shifts or more, we're going to give away a $250 Visa gift card. And the member who completes the most shifts will receive a complimentary CREB course of your choice. Now you might think, oh, well, that's a $25 course. No, we're talking like the CCS course that's like well over $300.
Oh, wow.
So there's some value there.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, and you can just contact volunteer@creb.ca. We have about 45 volunteers so far, so we're well on our way, but we're looking for a few more.
Awesome.
Cool.
I have a few questions for you, if
Yes.
you don't mind. Thank you for the great presentation, by the way.
You're welcome.
That was awesome. Okay, so a couple scenarios here.
Yes.
You are walking into a property and your phone drops off, smashes on the ground as you walk in. Now your phone's not usable, and because you didn't think to upgrade your credit card, the Keybox card, in the morning, now your Keybox card is out of date, and you have no phone access.
Okay.
What are your options?
So what your options are, you don't need to go back to the office and plug in your card. What you need to do is borrow a phone if you can, because obviously yours is not functioning.
Yes.
And call Supra, which is the numbers right on the back of your card. And you're going to ask them for a renewal code. And so what will happen is when you put in the card, you're going to put in the renewal code, and it will renew your card, the box will, for the next 24 hours right then and there.
Perfect.
And
Give you
you're
time
good
to get
to
back
go.
to a key.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
I think that those situations are going to be very rare. They
totally
will
agree.
happen once in a while, but it's not as overwhelming as it might sound.
I don't think so as well.
What's the cost to purchase this?
So if you want new boxes, they're $148.
Fantastic question.
Yeah, that is a very good question. Same as the old boxes, so there's no increase of cost to members.
That's awesome.
So $150 and I think 10 cents with tax.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're available in the MSC store, and so are the card readers.
And if somebody wants to purchase them at the time of an appointment, can they do that?
Absolutely. We're going to have a special lane at the MSC for additional lockbox purchases and card readers. So we'll get you in and out real fast.
Nice.
I am absolutely so excited about some of the features of this box in terms of teaching about systems and ways to better manage your time and your business. Tell us about the one-day codes and exactly how they work on the boxes.
Sure. So a one-day code can be given really to anyone. It will be up to you as the owner of the box to vet who they are. And you do take on that liability of letting those folks into the property.
And most importantly, making sure you have the seller's permission.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. But let's say a member from Edmonton contacts you and they would like to show your property. You'll be able to give them a one-day code either straight from your app or from the Central Lock utility. And you just go in and say generate a one-day code, and it's going to give them a 4-digit code, and you give it to them over the phone. And so then they'll be able to go and access your property in the next 24 hours. The code, however, once the person uses it once to open the box has 60 minutes to use it to close, to put the keys back in and close it up again. So
Nice.
if they happen to end up spending 2 hours in the piece of property, then they're going to need to call you and ask you for a second one-day code. But pretty straightforward.
So lots of people with sometimes staging appointments, photography appointments, they may take longer than an hour with your seller's permission always. And you can also have you can also issue more than one day code at a time.
That's right.
And you do also have, now I don't recommend giving these ones out, but you do also have contractor codes that are on these that are permanent codes, correct?
That's right. There's 3 per box.
Okay, awesome. So these will be codes that never change, but when you give them out, you got to be careful because whoever you give those to will have permanent access to your box.
That's right.
Can you change the law contractor codes?
That is a really good question.
No, we're getting detailed. We're getting very
I do
granular.
believe you can.
Okay.
The exact ins and outs of that, I'm not sure of.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Paula, I'm sure that the chat feed that we have is buzzing right now with all the different questions. But thank you so much.
Oh,
for
you're
coming
very
in and
welcome. It was
explaining
my
to us.
pleasure. And if you do have any questions, come and see us at the MSC, which is the Member Services Center at CREB. And we'd be happy to help you. You can also phone Help Desk, and they will answer your questions. And if you have a question that stumps us, we will find the answer and get back to you.
Awesome.
Sounds good. Thank
All
you,
right,
Paula.
thank you.
Cool. We'll be right back talking about time management and efficiency. Stick with us.